Welcome back, anime fans.
All right, that was great. Wrap it up. That's it. That's a wrap.
Thank you for listening.
Welcome back, anime fans, to Ghost in the Cloud, your anime podcast. It is I, John, and with me is my co-host, Bridget.
Hey.
This week, we are talking about the wacky and wonderful and oh-so-weird FLCL. That's right, FLCL. And to do that with us, we have two guests. I will start with the gentle giant, the handsome devil, the self-proclaimed but also widely known Pokemon Go master.
It's true.
Andrew.
Hello.
And then, of course, joining us is the one and only, the man with an ear for the greatest music of all, Anthony, the creator of our very own
Yay.
That's him clapping.
theme song.
That's actually him clapping.
I forgot about that almost.
Yeah.
I knew that, but I almost forgot.
So thank you guys for coming. Very interested in talking about this show, as it goes back to when we were adolescents.
Yeah, like 2000, I think it came out.
Something around that. Yeah, 2003, I think it was.
Okay.
It hit Toonami, which was
15 years ago.
mid high school era.
Yeah.
Mid high school era. Before we get into it, though, I do like to ask our guests a few questions. So, Andrew, Anthony, we'd like to find out what your favorite anime is, and which anime is the anime that opened up your view to the wider world of anime.
Okay. Well, for me, it was definitely Dragon Ball Z as a kid.
Yes.
But I know as like a kid, I'd go to Blockbuster and just get like random movies that they have too.
Well,
VHSs, of
that's
course.
a new one.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
You haven't heard that yet.
No, I haven't.
Like Battle Arena Toshinden and things like that. Just,
I've
random
never even
things
heard
here
of
and
that.
there. It's just, fighting.
That's cool.
But it was
That's
cool.
cool.
Yeah. Wow.
VHS.
Yeah, it was Dragon Ball Z, to be fair. And then, then Dragon Ball. And then Inuyasha, I watched at like night.
Yu Yu Hakusho?
Yu Yu Hakusho.
I think that came like a few years in, though.
Yeah. But then like I fell off Inuyasha. I stopped watching it pretty early on.
I don't know if that show ever finishes. That's something we'll be doing in the future.
There's a lot of them that just go on forever.
Really?
So as long as the fans like it, they'll just keep making episodes.
Yeah, well. It works, I guess.
Bleach has over 1,000 episodes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh,
That's something else I want to get into.
What's the...
One Piece?
One Piece
It's over
has
800, like
been-
850 now.
it's
something
still
like that.
One Piece has been going on for 20 years.
Yeah.
Pokemon's been going on for 20 plus years.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy to think about.
It really
It
is.
is.
Yeah.
So do you guys have a specific favorite?
I mean, I don't have a set favorite, but like right now I'm halfway through One Piece and I'm loving it. I think it's great. I recommend it highly, but it's a commitment.
It's a typical shonen, like I guess beat 'em up sort of like.
I mean,
teen
sort of,
fight.
but there's more to it than that. It gets a little deeper. Not crazy deep, but it does get a little deeper.
Okay, interesting. Anthony, you have a favorite?
Yeah, Dragon Ball.
He's a simple man.
Yeah, but all the Dragon Ball. Like I just love it. Nothing beats it for me. I just, I can't.
We're going through it for the first time with B, and watching the original Dragon Ball is really rough.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
does
it's
not.
true. No,
it
it
doesn't
is.
age well, and
Yeah.
like in the very beginning, like now we just sort of entered Piccolo Junior saga, but in the very beginning, it's so racist.
Yeah,
And
well,
it's so sexist.
Different
it's
times.
So dated,
Different time,
too.
like,
different times in
different
different
time.
countries, so
Yeah,
it's,
that's fair.
they didn't know.
I don't
Yeah.
hold it against it. It's
Not
just
to
something
mention,
in today's world you notice it.
Oh, yeah.
he was
definitely.
completely naked in like every episode.
Oh yeah,
for the
Goku's
whole
naked all the
first
time.
season.
He is
Like,
they just
I
want to
mean,
show kid balls.
I
That's it.
edited it,
He's
like
not
whipped
ashamed.
it out,
He's not
pissed in
ashamed.
the lake, kind of
Yeah.
naked.
It's very
like, What?
He's literally raised in a mountain hut. That's
Yeah.
it.
And as
Yeah.
far as
That's
Dragon
life.
Ball goes, Master Roshi's by far my favorite character. Like Master Roshi is just
Yeah.
the best.
But he's so sexist.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
really.
He's
Never,
such a
like
dirty
lovable,
old man.
Yeah, he's just like a lovable.
that never
grandpa
changes
type,
either. He gets
you know?
toned down,
Yeah.
but never changes.
Yeah, he never changes. Yeah.
All right, so let's get into our anime of the week. Furikuri. That's exactly how you pronounce it. I looked it up online.
Yeah.
Translated, it literally, you say it Fooly in the States, is an original video animation anime series written by Yoji and Okido, directed by Kazuya Tsurumaki, and produced by Fooly Production Committee. The 6-episode series was released in Japan from April 2000 to March 2001 alongside a manga and a novel. It aired in the United States on Adult Swim. Several times between 2003 and 2011, and is currently back on Toonami as we speak to get ready for the upcoming Fooly Season 2 and Season 3 that comes later this year, which was announced back in 2016 for another 12 episodes in total. So I think in Season 2 and Season 3 are both going to be another 6. From what I understand, I think they're supposed to take place afterwards, but they're titled as Fooly Progressive, which we get in June, and Fooly Alternative, which we're going to get in September.
Yeah, I know one's about like a female character. Like that seems to be the main character. Well, not like the crazy girl with the guitar. Like she's running around after a female, as far as I know. Like a girl or like a teenager. Yeah. But I don't know anything besides that as far as premise or...
Huh.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what I
So, Fooly is a coming-of-age story that revolves around Nato Nandaba, A 12-year-old boy who's
Naota?
suburban. Yeah.
Nandaba.
Nauta? Thank you. Nauta Nandaba.
Yeah, I don't know the last name. Can't. No comment.
Whose suburban life is disturbed by the arrival of an alien woman, Haruko Haruhara. After Haruko hits... how did it say it? Naoto. With both her Vespa and guitar, Naoto discovers that the blow to his head created an NO portal from which giant robots produced by the company known as Medical Mechanica emerge periodically. It is later discovered that Haruko is an investigator for the Galactic Space Police Brotherhood. There's so much going on in this anime. Haruko uses Naoto for her search for the Pirate King Atmisk. She is at odds with Medical Mechanica, a monolithic industry corporation. Naoto is being watched by Commander Amarao, a special agent of the Bureau of Interstellar Immigration, who believes that Medical Mechanica is out to conquer the galaxy. Wow, that's a shit ton of stuff.
Yeah.
That's just coming at you.
Yeah. I like none of that. The first time I watched it, none of that sunk in at all.
Yeah, well, I mean, they really don't do it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just sex from scene one. And then, like, that's how I know I was attracted to the show.
Yeah, so this show kind of, especially the first episode. The first episode, it comes at you from every angle, and it literally throws, like, everything at you all at once. It gives you, like, the tropes off the bat, like, the sexy anime girls, and just, like, the very like, it's very, like, aware of itself. It kind of breaks the fourth wall every once in a while, which I actually find very entertaining.
Yeah. I like that a lot.
It's got giant robot battles. I mean, like... It's got epic music, which anime is really known for.
Yeah, The Pillows is a great band.
Yeah, The Pillows. Yeah, I always mean to get that
music
song.
guy.
I still haven't gotten it.
Some music guy you are. I'm taking
I know.
that
It's a huge mistake. I need to do it. I probably will do it, like right after we're done. I'll just buy it on iTunes.
Well, we'd like to start off by sort of getting a feel for what brought us to this anime, and I honestly don't I think it was just by happenstance. Like, it's hitting me at the time where I'm like sort of into anime. I've been into anime for a few years at this point. It's coming out in 2003, the first time I'm seeing it. It's on Toonami, which I'm watching every day, probably at this point, if necessary. I think if I recall correctly, Toonami was on at like from like 4 to 6, and then also from like 10 to like 2 in the morning back in the day. I'd come home, I'd throw on some Dragon Ball, and I'd stay up super late. Yeah. And I think it's just because it happened to be on Toonami, I started watching it, and I instantly was just like, this is the greatest thing in the world! Where is this coming from? And I didn't take in any of it. Like, it was all just eye candy from the go.
Yep.
It's true.
Yeah, the first scene was like, it was like a very, sexy scene. Well, it's meant to be sexy, where she's just like bending over in a short skirt. That's the first like image, I believe, of like the show is like that. So like that, plus the late at night, plus me just watching it. So like it was what instantly
being a teenage boy. It's not difficult to get.
It was very
entranced.
At the time, we're like 15, so it made sense.
Yeah.
So that's what definitely drew me in.
Now,
then, like the stories.
Have you seen this before?
I have, but I was introduced to the show by a friend in like early college. I guess I missed it when it first came out. Like, I didn't watch a lot of the anime blog Toonami. I just remember thinking like, what is happening?
Yeah, I think we started it over, and I like not even 10 minutes in, probably like 3 minutes in, I'm just like, I have no idea what's going on.
That's the thing.
And it ended. We literally just finished the last episode a few minutes ago, and I'm just like, I have no idea what went on.
Yeah, no, you glean nothing from it. It's still as wacky as it was when it started.
The NO portal, right? Like, what is NO? Did they ever explain
I don't.
They didn't, right?
Yes.
No, they don't.
It's just like, but like somehow you kind of understand it in a way, but like you're like, I don't know why.
I just picture like a wormhole.
That's
right.
Yeah. And it's all coming from that building.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that she created a wormhole into that building where those robots are being created, which I don't think you ever see the real inside of. Maybe get like the lobby or something of that nature at one point, but you don't really get an idea of what's happening.
No.
And then fast forward to the end, you get like so much explanation that you're just like, were they just like spitting out ideas and they're just like, let's just use it all?
I mean, maybe they knew they were canceled, so it was like, all in, let's go. Like 2 years worth of stuff, 1 episode, let's do it.
And there's even a point where the dad of the main character in the last episode, they go into, they would switch from anime to like manga prints.
Yeah, I like
which
that.
I love. I thought that was so cool back in the
really,
day, and I still think it's an interesting concept. But like, there's a point where after that, it's just like, oh man, that takes so much energy going to the manga. And you're just like, man, this show is so self-aware.
Yeah.
And yet, the main character, he is such an adult for a 12-year-old boy. Like, he has so much crap going on.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
Like, I would never want to be in this kid's shoes, let alone all the stuff coming out of his head and the crazy relationships he has. But, like, he just constantly is just... He's, like, depressed.
Yeah.
He is really depressed this entire show.
He's more serious than, like, his dad and his grandfather, and he's, like, the only one who has this shit together.
But that's one of the things I appreciate about it. It's got the, like, dark kind of humor thing going for it, which I love.
Yeah.
That's my cup of tea. So
I've written what the what?
What the what?
Because I still don't know. I just read the intro, like the synopsis of the show, and I was just hiding.
That's all in there?
Yeah. So that's what happened. Oh. Yeah, I was so sure. I'm like, okay, I'm rewatching this as an adult. I'm gonna get it this time. I'm gonna understand what's going on. I was like, no.
Now, there's no doubt I didn't love it as much as an adult, but I instantly was brought back, and I'm just like, I still really enjoy this.
Yeah.
And I can't explain why. It's just so ridiculous and all over the place. But man, it's just like, it makes you want to do something. Like, it makes you just, it gives you like life. It breathes life into you. For 6 episodes. It
was really powerfully nostalgic. For sure.
Right?
Like, and I have been at a point in my life right now where I'm like looking for some, nostalgia. So it's nailed it.
I really, a show that we had watched, actually when we sort of started this was Tokyo Ghoul. It's a really well-known anime. It's very intense, very dark, more action-packed, not like funny like this. They just came out with a 3rd season. It's so drastically different. So like I'm always worried, even when non-anime, like you're worried for like a show to not be the show.
Well, is it different style-wise or different character, different story, different person?
Like there was a 2-year gap, but like somehow the main character, his memories were wiped and he's like a different person.
Oh, okay.
He's
so
barely
like,
the main character anymore.
The art seems different. And I think that's what's throwing me off.
It is, the style is slightly different, yeah.
When I saw the trailer for Fully Cooley Season 2, just instant grin. And I couldn't get rid of it. I'm just like, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
And I can't explain why, because it's such a weird show.
I'm not really going to expect much of it, though. I don't want to put too much on it.
Yeah, it's fair. I mean, I guess...
You have a tendency to do that.
I do that. I constantly raise the bar for everything. Yeah. I'm like, this is going to be great.
Yeah. Whenever we see something, you're like,
yeah, it's really,
he's always like, meh.
He doesn't want to get you excited.
I think, personally, and maybe you agree with me, that's one of John's worst qualities.
Ouch.
It's a little frustrating.
He's such a critic. I guess it's good. You don't want to be overly popular,
If I may, I blame Joe for that. Because I used to just take things as they were and enjoy them for what they were. And then Joe, who has his own podcast where he's sort of critiquing movies, I started to look at movies that way because I listened to a bunch of podcasts that talk about that stuff. And you can't sort of unsee things when your eyes are opened that way.
Once you know how the sausage is made.
Yep.
That's
a perfect analogy. I think.
I mean, I go into a movie or a show thinking
I get really excited for stuff.
Nothing in life is perfect, but it's here for our entertainment, and I'm going to enjoy it.
Yeah,
right? I'm going to enjoy it. Goddammit!
I get excited for stuff.
It's
not that I don't get excited for stuff. It's that it's very hard to. I'm constantly disappointed because I'm not someone in this field, but I'm just like, I could have came up with a better story. And I truly believe that. I go to all these movies, the superhero movies, and I come out of there, and having been someone who grew up reading comics, and now I'm getting back into comics again, you have billions of dollars, and you can't make a better story. You can't, stupid lines and just dialogue. I'm just like, how does this happen? You were just pumping money into things, and you still come out with bad product.
Someone thought it was funny.
Oh man, it bugs me, and I think that in part has sort of made me the skeptic and sort of just the person who's never really satisfied.
Yeah. I knew it was Joe's fault. I knew it was Joe. Joe, if you're listening.
And for those
Watch
who
out.
may not remember, Joe was on our episode for Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, great one.
Cowboy Bebop, that
He's
show...
not listening today.
I know we're not talking about Fully Cooley, but Cowboy Bebop, that show is so good. It's better now. I like it more.
I bought it on DVD. I was like, I need this.
More now.
I never watched it.
It is so epic.
It's
It's just so good. It's so good. it's close. It's 20 years old this year.
Yeah.
It's a
And
20th
it's just like
anniversary.
How many episodes are there?
One season,
It's like
23
20,
episodes.
Yeah, something like that. 20
That's
something.
it?
One season,
Yeah,
23 episodes, and
wish there was
like
more.
it won
Bring it
awards. It's known for
Bring
like
it
all this
tomorrow.
stuff. I think we're getting a little sidetracked.
Yeah, we'll give it. Fully was short, you know. Like,
Yeah,
so
it's 6
it's
episodes.
six
What can we talk
episodes.
about, really?
Okay, but just if we can get back to Fully Cool.
Sure.
At the end, did you guys remember the scene where they're explaining what they wanted to do with that iron-looking building, and they just wanted
They wanted
to just
to wrinkle
smooth out the
the
wrinkles? And it was just like they showed planets where it was just like rolling over. It was just like
They really just...
What thing
First,
that-
they want to flatten out planets
Yeah,
so
they
they're
wanna
nice and
smooth out.
smooth.
Okay, so like
But
going
you
back...
can't think if your brain is smooth.
Yeah.
But they're not wrinkling out your brain, it's wrinkling out the planet. So they're like, but if you wrinkle out the planet, you can't think anymore. What?
That's impressive that you were able to remember.
We rewatched the last
I know,
episode 20
I know, but
minutes
still,
ago.
like that's still a pretty long, like, monologue.
But
Pretty
it's
good.
just, I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, if the planet is smooth, people can't think. I was just like, I don't see the correlation
I know.
at all.
People can't think now.
That's
People can't
Yeah.
think as it is, so I guess it's okay.
So that, like, I really felt like I felt like that was like a really solid way to end it.
Rewatching it this time, I was just like, is that building an iron? Like,
Yeah.
I don't think I ever... Like, I probably recognized it as a
Okay.
kid, but it didn't really matter to me. And then actually absorbing it the second time, just like, what? Like, this giant hand
just sitting
thing
there in
comes
Little
out
City.
of the... kind of comes out of the ground and then just, like, jumps on it and starts ironing. You're like, what?
Yeah.
How is this happening?
Why?
Why? So, all right, let's talk about the characters. The main character, whose name I'm not going to pronounce. Naota. What are they? They call him Takun. Like the characters call him Takun.
Yeah,
that's
they
what's
just
getting me
have,
thrown
yeah,
off.
they have random names for people. They just start.
They
calling people
confuse
things.
me so often when they're talking about like other characters that aren't on screen. I'm just like, I don't remember.
But
Who's
who?
that? Like, who is that supposed to be? He's a typical kid, right? He's a typical kid who's just bored with his life. He doesn't like he hates his town. It's all just mundane to him. Almost at the end of every episode, he's just like, nothing exciting happens here. And I'm just like, kid, open your eyes.
There's a giant hand that came out of the center of your city and is just sitting there.
You got run over by a Vespa, hit in the face with a guitar.
Yeah, can I just say
Nothing.
about the guitar? I love that she starts with like a chainsaw, but it's got nothing going on. There's zero reason for it, but she starts it like a chainsaw, and the whole time she's like, but nothing's moving on it, nothing's spinning.
Yeah.
It's just
a
on.
guitar.
It's just on.
I wish I could be in that room where they're coming up with what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
It's like,
What
let's
they
give her a
use to
guitar.
get
Guitars
those
are
thoughts
cool.
started.
Everyone thinks to themselves though at some point, like, man, I just kind of want to have a guitar I can just bash. Like, everyone is just like, I would love to just have a guitar and just bash it.
No.
It's like, let's give this woman a guitar,
Nuh-uh.
and then, you know what, let's make
Yeah, some guys like chainsaw guitar. They're like, no, too far.
Yeah, too much.
But let's put a motor in it.
Yeah.
let's give her a Vespa, but the Vespa can fly.
Genius.
It's like, you're giving me gold here.
It's a spaceship.
It is a spaceship, but it
That's-
looks
that,
like a
I missed
Vespa.
that the first time
Yeah.
around, and I was like, that makes a lot of sense.
I just thought it was like the car from the end of Grease, you know?
And then the guitar, by hitting him in the head,
Yeah, so
opens
Yeah.
the
presumably-
portal on his forehead.
Presumably, she's been looking for someone
Yeah.
who can, like, whose portal can open. So she's just been going around the galaxy,
Yeah.
coming up on random strangers, running them over, and
I
hitting
mean,
them
it's
in the
not
face.
that random. There's something about it. Like, she was seeking him out, or his family out. Like,
Okay,
the first
I think
episode,
so.
at least as far as I remember. Like, she picked him, but why
See, I
he's
thought
different than anyone
I thought
else, I
she
don't know.
accidentally runs him over and then decides, okay, maybe I'll try this kid.
No, I mean, maybe, but I remember her, like, trying to hit him.
It seemed like
I think she hit him twice.
Yeah,
or
like it
something
seemed like
that,
she
yeah.
was like looking for
Yeah,
him,
but like
gunning
how she knew it was
down.
him or how she knew he was special, I don't know. But it seemed like she was aiming for him for whatever reason. Even
This
though they never met
kid
before.
should be a superhero.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
He can take a hit.
Yeah.
He can take
Yeah,
a
you
hit.
really can. A lot of people there can take it, actually.
He gets eaten by
Yeah.
robots. Like,
Yeah.
What other character? What's another character? There's no.
The character he's sort of in love with, this older girl in
I
high
love
school.
her. I love
Right?
how whiny she is.
Yeah.
Like every time, like I didn't realize this until the second time I watched it, like more recently. Like she's so whiny, but I don't know. I love it. Like everything about her, like how just dark and down she is.
Mom Mimi.
Yeah, that's
right?
it. But
Yeah.
She's this typical like cool girl, but, like doesn't give a shit.
yeah,
You know about
She smokes.
her life. She
Yeah.
smokes. She's in high school, but she's also into his older brother, who's a
Mhm.
baseball star.
yeah,
in
like
the
an
United
ex-girlfriend or
States.
something. So
And
she's
she
kind of
only
using him.
hangs out with him because she likes the older brother
Yeah.
that's out in town.
So it's like
Yeah.
this like weird pseudo girlfriend thing, but not really. But It's like he's the best she's got, so
Yeah.
And he's completely like infatuated with her too, until Haruko comes in and just sort of opens his eyes to a larger world. That character is just like, these characters are so typical. Like you could put them in any anime, and then you bring in Haruko. And you're just like, wow, you really got something special here. She's just the tornado that hits the town.
And the robot, too.
Oh, yes, the robot. So, let me see.
I like
His
how
name
they got him
was
to,
Conti.
help out around.
They named him Conti after like
that
a god of
yeah,
fire or something of that nature.
God.
And he's a robot with a TV head.
He contributes.
But like he also can like open the TV head as a mouth, swallow the kid to become super strong. Who doesn't love transforming robots?
I mean,
that's literally that had to have been how it came to be. It's just like transforming robot.
yeah. I wonder how like a story like this gets started though. Like what happened? Who came up with what? That started it. Like what was the start? Like the beginning of it.
Some bored kid, and it could probably just spiral from there. It's probably an idea he had in his head for like 20 years. Then one day he
and like
drew it up.
6 episodes. It's not common. Like even today, like maybe it's between like 12 and 24 episodes for a season.
Yeah, the
6 episodes. They must have either had like a really low budget or just maybe the manga had come out like simultaneously and they were writing it together.
Okay.
Because a lot of animes we watch pull from the manga. And like Dragon Ball is almost entirely pulled from the manga. Dragon Ball Z, I think, actually at one point gets ahead, but they had it mapped out. And then there are other shows like this where it sort of spawns the manga and maybe they're writing it at the same time. Yeah, like how does something like this get made? It's such a weird is the best word for this show.
No, it's dead on.
It's definitely quirky.
I like the dad too. I think he's hysterical.
The dad might be one of my.
Yeah, it's just.
He's the one who introduces us to the word fully.
I don't know if there's a character that I don't like.
Okay, that's fair. This like even the side characters, like the friends.
Yeah, like they get annoying at times, but I still don't not like them.
Yeah,
and I think she's one of my favorites. One of the.
So that would be Lieutenant Kitsurubami.
Yeah.
I'm awesome with these names.
I know, yeah.
That's my thing.
Hey, it looks close.
Yeah, I don't know why, but like
I like the commander though. He's got the weird eyebrows that are like taped on.
Yeah,
they look like they're made out of nori sheets.
I was gonna say they look like they're
sheets.
seaweed sheets. Everything's just like explained to you, but you also don't understand it.
No, it's like they kind of hint at aliens. Like they bring it up, but it's like we're just not gonna go into it at all. Just by the way, I'm an intergalactic hunter of whatever, and it's like, oh, okay, let's just not talk about that.
Let's just glaze over it. We don't want to go too deep.
Yeah.
Like they don't even really get into like the fact that if this planet knows about other planets, like if they're at that point, like maybe it's only normal that they're aliens.
You also don't get really
you don't see any others
necessarily get the idea that, at least I didn't, medical mechanic is actually evil. There's not much going on like it exists, it's against the main characters, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's evil.
Yeah,
I don't.
I mean, granted, it's creating these robots. So.
Yeah, but she's also taking the robots. It's her fault the robots are coming out, unless they're sending them somewhere else. But I don't know.
She did do that to find. That was her goal. That's what she was doing. She was a bad character. That was like the twist at the end.
Yeah,
she was bad, and you're just like,
it made you rethink. You're like, maybe.
Yeah, but then like,
we still like her.
Yeah, but then right at the very end, then she redeemed herself again. But
so okay, let's fast forward to the last episode. So you have this giant hand, you have the robot, you have the main character Naota. Thank you, Takun. Thank you,
Takun. Yeah,
and Haruko. And she throws him into the thing, like he gets eaten by a robot, the hand comes alive, and you get like all this backstory of just how this Atmos, this ancient being of immense power, is somehow hibernating or dead, and like she's been trying to claim this power for herself, and then she goes into an epic guitar battle. Yeah. Not the way you would think.
She doesn't play guitar, guys.
Yeah. I like she does a little bit.
But not that.
I like Mamimi's thing where she was feeding the core.
Yeah, and he looked like a puppy.
Yeah, it was like a puppy, and she was just feeding it all the time.
She kind of is the worst character.
No, she's terrible, but I love her. I love her. I don't know what it was, but I was like, she's great. Every time she was on, I was like, this is awesome.
Well, you know what? Without her, the plot kind of doesn't advance. So,
what's that? What was her name? The lieutenant?
Kitsurubami.
I don't know why I liked her a lot. I just liked her interaction. Like, she just, like, seemed like she was just caught in the middle of something. You know,
like, she just, like, turns the corner, she's like, what the?
Yeah, like, she knew what she was getting herself into, but she was just, like, still like, oh, this is awful.
I feel like she has the most natural reactions to things, so, like, everyone else should have, but they don't.
Yeah.
She also kind of her reactions are, I guess, that of normal people. Where, like, everyone else is kind of just like...
everyone just, like,
go with it.
Oh, this is normal. Let's just go with it,
Not gonna question this at all.
And then, like, his like, little girlfriend, what was her name?
The girl in his grade?
Yeah.
That'd be Eri. Nina Mori.
I liked their little interaction, too. That episode that she was in, I dug that a lot.
I guess, you know, like, it's hitting you at a time, or at least it hit us at a time of, like, adolescence, so you're kind of just like, I get it.
Yeah.
I'm on board. You guys are cool.
Yeah.
You're a nice couple. Wish I was a nice couple with somebody.
That's it. Yeah, you're just like sitting there, just like someone touch me.
Oh God.
Yeah, like this kid's life is horrible. You're just like, I kind of wish I was him.
Yeah.
But nothing ever happened in his town,
right?
You're just like yelling out the window. Like, nothing ever happens here.
Just waiting for a giant iron to drop in the middle of your town.
But yeah, you kind of wish you were the main character.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
I missed all of that. So when I was like a young adult.
Yeah, I guess you really appreciate it when you watch it as a younger person.
Yeah.
Should introduce this to my nephew to this. He's currently watching. Like he's
How old is he?
Getting into it. He's
watching
10.
Fairy Tale.
He's watching Fairy Tale. He's into Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh.
Years. Just a couple.
Yeah, maybe.
The's a lot of
fair.
adult content in it. I would wait.
Yeah. I mean, you can do it early, but like
when he's 13.
maybe not 10. When he was your age, you know.
Yeah, I guess.
2003, you said? Is what
Yeah, I mean, I was 15,
high school.
16.
Middle of high school.
A little younger.
Like 14. I would say 14 is a solid, safe number.
13 or 14.
Kids, kids today. I mean, they learn everything much younger than I felt like I learned everything. I was also completely oblivious to everything in high school. I was just like, people would talk about like their first times. I'm just like, what are you guys talking about?
First time playing Pokemon?
I'm going home and playing some N64.
Aww.
Nerds.
Late bloomer.
Yeah, hey,
me too.
Doesn't matter, man. We got there in the end.
Yeah, who cares? Yeah, who cares? I made it. I guess it wasn't even that late.
Looks like we made it.
I mean, people go longer, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, this is spiraling, but
yeah, I know. We're just into it.
Ah, so good. So good. Okay, so like the quest, the driving factor of the show is that Haruko is trying to get this ultimate power that you have no idea until literally like the second half of the last episode.
Yeah.
But for the most part, you're just kind of going through like daily activities, like weird shit's happening, so they're reacting to it. Random robot battles between things constantly coming out of this kid's head, which, man, that just seems like the worst.
Yeah. At some point, he's like just hanging off of the robots, like
completely passed out too.
Just like,
like this
like
giant
neck
arm
limp.
just like at the end, just like
the robot's like flying in the sky. If he were to fall from that height, he'd clearly die. Oh man. It's just so much fun.
Visually too.
So like the show is just eye candy after eye candy for a young kid, and even as an adult, I'm watching it and there's a smile on my face. So I'm just like, this is so much fun. So much fun. The animation is like it goes between like a typical anime to like a very loose anime. When I say that, it's like the characters are drawn with like weird faces when they smile, or like their mouths are gigantic all of a sudden. But like it only adds to the charm of the show.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
True.
So okay, you guys having watched it as well as us, our second time. It's probably more than that, but
yeah, I definitely watched it.
I've watched it a few times.
Yeah, it's come on a couple times, and like it just always surprised you too.
Yeah, I was just super happy about it.
Like
it's like
you just
oh my god, fully cool on.
And then they play it like 3 or 4 times in a row, so no matter when you start it, you can just see it again. It's no big deal.
True. I have to admit, like I didn't even know Toonami was still around up until like a year ago.
Well, they also brought it back. It was gone for a while.
Yeah, it was gone.
But they didn't bring it back. Yeah,
I remember the original Tom.
Yeah.
The Tom from Toonami ran the ship. He was like a small little white dude, like a little belly, white robot. Oh man.
No, he was in white, right?
Yeah, he was like a silver white robot. The original Tom. He was small. He had like a little jetpack and a little belly. And then he graduated to like a tall, lanky black robot and stuff like that, which is fine.
Yeah. Wow.
It is. I don't know.
You can edit these things, right?
Nah, I got nothing but love for Tom the Robot.
Yeah. But remember that one night at the party when we just had it on?
Yeah, we're just like, what the fuck is happening?
It was like an extended between show thing. It was gonna be like 15
they came
minutes.
out with like a show for Tom, and I'm just like, I don't want to watch this.
Yeah, I was like,
I like it that much now.
yeah, put Dragon Ball back on.
Yeah, like I don't. It's just like, why do I care about Tom's life? Like, just fly the damn ship.
He's on a ship. We know.
Play the shows, Tom.
Watching anime, just hanging out.
Okay, but my question for you guys is, does it hold up? Like for me, I had nothing but a fun time watching it again.
I liked it more this time than the first time.
I don't know if I could say that. I think there's just something about how I remember it in my mind, and I probably did not get any of it back then. But like how I remember it, it's just like nothing but warm and fuzzies, you know. Like now, I loved it, and it brought that back. But I can't for certain say it was the same feeling.
What I did was I took how I felt in the beginning when I watched it and how I felt now, and I combined it to make a super emotional.
Oh, so you super loved it.
Yeah, I super loved it because like
it's morphin' time.
Yeah, because I could clearly see the things that I liked about it as like a young kid. Sex. And now like story and artwork and music. I mean, I
just
always
comedy.
love the music.
Like the comedy is really good. It's almost
really
like
good.
a slapstick comedy, but it's really fun.
Yeah, it is exactly. That's going to put it. It's very fast.
It is
The music. I totally
all
forgot
of it.
the music, and then like the end credits come on. You're just like, you just want to have a guitar in your hand. You're just like, and you just want to be jamming to that.
Yeah, and even just the end, like the whole end sequence is great. Like I like how the guitar thing has that like just the wire, like the few wires are jiggling on the right,
and
like,
you got the Vespa that's like doing the quick cuts. That's just no one's on it, but it's still moving around.
The stop motion stuff.
Oh
yeah,
I wish I could have seen this when I was younger to like get that same experience.
Yeah,
but I definitely enjoyed it more.
I wonder if it's
this
the
time.
same for females.
No, I guess not.
It may not be.
Yeah, I mean, not maybe some females.
To its credit, the female characters aren't. They're not described. Their stories don't progress as if like they're damsels in distress. So it's not coming from like necessarily a guy's point of view. Mm-hmm. They're kind of maybe they're bystanders, but I mean, Mamimi and Haruko are main characters, and they like their stuff is so important to the show.
Yeah, she's driving the show.
I mean,
she is. Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, that's interesting. Something like that you don't always see, especially like years and years ago. You don't see like strong female characters or female characters that are in the lead that often. And Haruko she drives. She's in the driver's seat all the time.
Like nothing happens. I mean, even if she's not doing it, it's because of her. Yeah. It's always because of her.
Mm-hmm.
I like how Momimi got something at the end. Like she wanted to become a photographer after taking a picture.
So after all this craziness happens, their lives actually get like better.
Yeah. It really does.
That's what you need, a little simulation.
Yeah.
You just need a little crazy to remind you of how good you have it.
That's true. Yeah, there's life after the older brother, which I don't remember his name, but
You mentioned it like once.
Yeah.
He's a baseball player in the States.
Yeah, that's it.
It's such a strange throwaway thing, too. Like, I guess it's supposed to provide you with the main character, Takun's, like, the way he is, right? Yeah. Like, he's clearly missing that older brother figure in his life. He doesn't have that person to look up to and for guidance and stuff like that.
And he's got to deal with like his dad by himself and all that.
And his grandfather.
Yeah, him too. Forgot about him. Yeah, okay.
His grandfather. They're both pretty gross.
They're both pretty gross, yeah.
Are you guys watching any other anime right now?
I'm actually watching Dragon Ball Super, but that doesn't really affect you guys.
That,
but I've been enjoying it. Like I'm like 6 or 7 episodes in. It's good. Like I like it. I watch like the Buu saga to like get ready for it up until the end, and then I kind of put Super on the end of it. So it's been good. I watched the show Overlord, which is like this guy gets trapped in a MMO basically.
Yeah,
and
that's
like,
on the
he's
list.
like, I'm just gonna be God, I'm gonna just do whatever I want. So, but the game's like evolving. It's not like the same game.
Have you seen Sword Art Online?
I'm aware of it, but I haven't watched it.
I would watch that one. That one's intense. It's really good.
But like, is it serious though, or is it like goofy?
It's serious.
Okay. It's seriously wonderful to watch.
Really? Okay, I will take that.
Like the idea is that VR is like a huge thing. Mm-hmm. And these rigs that. Like these headsets that they go into, just by thinking, you control like the actions of your character. It's not like you're moving.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So you have a headset on, and it uploads you into the game. And the idea behind it, no spoilers because it's the first episode, but the person who built this VR world, this completely immersive world, has set up so you are now locked in that world. Although your real body exists in the outside world, you cannot escape it. If you try to like pull off the gear. Someone pulls it off, you'll die. Like it has such
There's
a connection to you,
and
it's literally you die in the game, you die in real life. It's like a Matrix sort of thing.
That's rough. That's really rough.
It is, but but like the characters, they can beat the game to escape. But like the characters, like they go through what their lives are like in the game, where they're trying to build almost like an actual reality.
Yeah, well, that kind of stuff they have to.
Yeah, and it's really intense. It's really interesting. Though.
Yeah, great show.
I'm all about VR. All about it.
I've never even tried it.
Oh my god!
I really don't know that I care to. Maybe my mind will be changed when I try it.
Yeah, but it's also not there yet. It's not like real VR.
Yeah,
you're wearing this goofy thing. Mirrors.
It's on its way.
Yeah, it's getting there, but it's not there yet.
There's these places called The Void. It's a company that buys up like old buildings, and it's for gaming. And they outfit the building to be a game. So you put the rig on, and like they have portable VR backpacks now. So you got the headset, you got the backpack, and they give you like a gun-like thing. And then you go in, and you're in this maze that is built in both reality and VR. So like you come to a wall, there's a wall there. Like if you come to a door, there's a door there that you actually have to open in real life. Like, you look down, there's the handle, that's the real handle in real life. Okay. And then like it will do things like, let's say it's a zombie escape thing, or whatever it may be, and you're going through that like survival stuff. Like, cool. I can't wait. There are these like standing treadmills that literally allow you to run in place. With specific socks, and like it allows you to play those kind of VR games where you could just straight up be running in VR.
Sweet.
And I can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be
if I had the money, I'd be dumping it. To be like, shut up and take my money, please.
We got to do that VR experience in New York City.
Yes,
the Wax Museum.
We went to the Wax Museum, and it was for Ghostbusters. So they give you the backpack, they give you the gun, and in the game you're like a VR character, you're a Ghostbuster, and your gun is the proton blaster. Nice. And you're going through an apartment building that you got a call to because of ghosts, and like ghosts are coming out of the wall, walls blow up, and
shooting
stuff
them
like
with their
there's a point where we went out on the scaffolding, and like there's wind hitting you and stuff, and you're just like, this is so cool.
And like when we put our gear on, and we look over at each other, and we look like these like digital VR characters and stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
really?
It's really cool.
That's interesting.
Really
cool. Like we can see each other in there holding
so
like
it's
these
wild.
guns.
When anime started talking about that stuff, I'm all about it.
Nice.
I'm gonna have to call this episode Fully Cooley and more.
Yeah.
Fully Cooley.
Do you remember the end though when we killed the Marshmallow Man? They actually made the room smell like marshmallows.
Oh, that's fun.
That's nifty. That's a good idea.
Yeah, it's very immersive.
Really
very
good.
immersive. Are you watching anything? You just finished Dragon Ball Super.
Yeah, I finished Dragon Ball Super in Japanese.
And so it's done. They finished it.
Well, it's on hiatus
break,
now.
right?
Yeah, they're on hiatus now. There's going to be a movie in December, so I'm pretty pumped about that.
Sweet. I just hope it's not the same thing. Like the movie's basically just like the first 6 episodes of the series.
I don't know.
But it probably will be. But
It could be.
I prefer it if it wasn't.
The animation is going to be more like the manga instead of how the animation has been.
I have noticed it's been different, especially going from the old Dragon Ball Z to Super, like within the same day.
Yeah,
I've noticed
a
difference.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah,
I just figured it was more computer, but now
no. Akira Toriyama told him specifically to go in that direction, like with the animation,
like the traditional. That's really cool. Yeah. That's interesting.
So I'm pretty pumped about that. That's what I really want.
I guess I should get more caught up on Dragon Ball.
Yes, you should.
Okay.
Nose to the ground.
Yeah. We're almost done with Dragon Ball.
Frank and Tim are going to lap us, pretty much.
Yeah, they definitely are.
Frank's playing Pokemon hard, so you have like a reprieve. You got some time.
We're so close to finishing Dragon Ball 2. No, so close.
But they are very close to lapping us.
Yeah.
They will do it.
No, it'll happen.
They will do it.
It's just a matter of when.
Frank's on that Pokemon.
Are you going to do Dragon Ball Z Kai? Or?
No, we're going to do regular Dragon Ball Z.
No.
No, that's Dragon Ball Z regulars.
Yeah, we're not doing Kai because it's not canon. But we're going to do Dragon Ball.
You're talking about GT. GT's not canon.
Oh, we're not. Okay. We're not doing Kai.
We'll do an extra episode. Kai is the abridged version of Dragon Ball Z, which...
Yeah, what's your version of that?
Yeah,
some things change.
I don't think it actually is complete, though, so I don't know if we can do it. So we'll probably do just the regular Dragon Ball Z.
If you haven't seen it before...
How many episode difference?
300 to, like, 200? Something like that. I think it kills like
that's like the whole
80 episodes.
You know what? Kai sounds fine.
No,
the Battle Frieza actually like 30 seconds.
Sounds pretty great, actually.
Easy 40 episodes right there.
Yeah,
5 minutes.
they do drag on. They drag on a lot.
Yeah, well, that's actually what we were talking about before. Like the Magna, like I catch up with this. Like the Frieza thing is so just brought out because that's one of the times where they're competing with the writing of the comic book.
Right,
and they're like trying to stall, I guess.
Oh man.
So cut it out.
Which happens a lot with One Piece too. I mean, I agree, but it's also our first time, so it's like
I mean, there's the Garlic Jr. saga, there's the Android saga.
Yeah.
Like I love those.
I've seen that way too many times.
Android Saga's one of my favorite.
I've seen that way too many times.
I just,
That's why I started Boogles. Like, I've seen
Yeah.
people with Boogles.
it's draggable, I can watch the abridged version. That's fine.
Are you guys hyped for season 2 and 3 of FLCL?
I am.
Yes.
When I heard that announcement, I was just so happy.
Yeah,
like,
I watched
one of
the first episodes somewhere of the.
It released. I don't know. I guess it was on purpose, but it released on April 1st as a
teaser. So I have watched it. Like that's why I know
first
it was a female
episode
character
of
and
the
everything.
second season. Yeah.
I think I'll hold on.
It's only 6 episodes.
That's what I'm saying. I don't need to shorten the experience. I'll have one big chunk. Boom.
Yeah.
Is it going to be a streaming thing or is it going to be?
I mean, Funimation will have it if you're like.
The way they release it is it's usually like weekly.
Yeah, usually,
like you would normal, like a normal show.
It's like a new show going on. Yeah,
it's
Crunchyroll
not.
and Funimation will stream it weekly as it comes out.
Okay, I mean, because things are coming out in big chunks now. So I mean,
I think I prefer it that way. Like I'd rather just have the whole series ready to watch.
John likes to binge, and I do too.
Yeah,
but
binging is unhealthy, but also great.
Yeah.
But also great. But what I wish they would do is like split it up a little bit so that like if they're just releasing something for the first time like a whole season, do like 3 episodes, 4 episodes, or something like that. So like give like people time to catch up. Most shows that actually
air have like a mid-season break, so like something of that nature. Like okay, here's the first.
I meant for like Netflix, like when people.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like so, like a regular show tends to have a mid-season break where they go on hiatus for a few months. So you could do something like that for Netflix. Like, I could see that, like where like they would drop the first 6 episodes for a 12-episode series, and then you'd have 2 months or whatever.
Just because then you can help build a community more. I mean, you could do that like anyway, but like so many people are just so willing to just watch it all really quickly. I just don't have that kind of time to devote to a show like that.
I feel like there's been studies done on people who binge shows and they feel like
sociopath.
They kind of feel like empty. Yeah, empty when they're done with the show. They feel like a little empty and confused, but they don't feel
instant gratification.
Yeah, they don't feel like
that's
they really
our society.
Connected to the show, and they really took anything away from it, and you don't really have time to talk to people about it. It's just you watch it, you binge it, you talk about it for a day or two, and then you're done with it.
Yeah, you're going.
And that's it.
Yeah.
At least with with the anime, it comes out weekly, and we have to wait each week. But the experience is prolonged, and we get to talk about it more and enjoy it longer, and really think about what we watch. So that being said, John, I know you wanted to wait until all these shows that we're watching are done, and then just binge it at the end. But I think we should just watch it every week.
I guess
you don't have to do everything. You can split it. Like if you have 2 shows, watch one weekly, and then save one.
There's like so many great anime shows that came out this past month, and April was anime month.
Really?
Yeah.
April and September, right? September and October of last year.
Yeah,
also
last
September
really and this past April. Last month it was just awesome. So Sword Art Online has now a spin-off show. Sword Art Online Alternative Gun Gale Online, and it's fantastic, and it's about the AI technology, but in a gunslinger kind of game, and it's really
not swords.
cool.
It's cool.
Yeah, and then we have Steins Gate has a new spin-off show.
Steins Gate
is Zero,
really good show,
and it's in
you're watching the original.
Yeah.
So good. I fell off it too the first time I watched it. I was just like, I can't. This guy is too ridiculous. Like he's too unbelievable.
But this one instantly
coming from the show, like we just watched. I'm just like, no, I don't know this guy. I don't want to.
Well, it's like, is this all really happening or not? That was my problem. It's like, oh, is it?
They just came out with Steins Gate Zero. Takes place in like a. It's alternate timeline.
Yeah.
One of these splits that you don't get to see, and it's really good.
Like it takes place.
I was glued 2 seconds in.
It takes place like after he saves his best friend Mary, but he can't figure out how to save Christina that he loves, and he gives up because he doesn't want to see her die again and again. And he lives with that, but then there's other things that were never fixed by not saving her, which was that article she published on how to turn memories into data exists, and people are using it.
Spoilers.
And it's a new show. It's all in the first episode. No, it's not spoilers. This is what the show's about. We don't know
Hey,
what's
she's
gonna
hooking
happen.
me. You're hooking me. I'm in.
It's
I'm
awesome.
in.
It is so good.
Is it on Filmation?
I don't think
Well,
so.
I know the original one is, but
it's on Crunchyroll. And then we have new episodes of Food
You should
Wars.
watch Cowboy Bebop since you haven't seen that.
He's gonna bring it to
I
work
can't believe you
tomorrow.
haven't seen
You
that.
should watch that. It's a really good show.
I recommend Black Lagoon for you guys.
I've heard good things about that. I haven't
it's
seen it.
Like for some reason, I kind of like the '90s animes, and that's like it's that.
Epitome.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean that, and like Cowboy Bebop, things like that. But yeah,
I like that we switch it up. Like we'll do a lot of newer shows,
it's
and
more
then we
serious,
throw in like
yeah.
a classic once
It's
in a
not
while.
like cliche anime. There's no goofy guy always eating or anything like that. It's a little more serious.
That's good. I kind of prefer the more serious.
Yeah,
shows,
honestly, I'm kind of
That's
going
like
that
my
way
style.
too. It's like,
Except Food Wars seems to be one of my favorites, and it's all ridiculous. That's I don't know.
Yeah, you want a show that just objectifies women? Food Wars does it.
I'm not so much into that.
Yeah,
that was like a younger Anthony thing.
I do appreciate that.
I'm sorry if I came off that way, but I've definitely grown up.
Michelle,
he's writing it down, people.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. But no, it only does that.
No, it does that quite a bit.
It does that with the humor, but like the actual foundation of the show, it's about food.
Yeah, it's
that's what I do.
It's
It like I love food. Come on,
and they take like actual like recipes and they do it anime style, and then they also like talk about cooking techniques, which is really
that are all
surprisingly
factually
interesting.
Yeah, like it's real.
sound.
Okay.
And the manga actually has recipes in the back of them,
cool.
so you can
That's
actually
cool.
do the recipes that they
cool.
talk about. Like you learn about cooking when you watch the show, and you get really hungry.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like watching it, I'd be like, I can't have any of that. None of that is here.
Yeah, I'll be
none
like,
of that exists here.
since we're eating dinner, can we watch Food Wars at the same time? Because
that makes sense. That's a good compromise. Yeah, you're at least satisfied in some way.
do that.
In the first episode of the first season, the main character mashes up potatoes, creates like a log, wraps bacon around it, and then bakes it. And because he bakes it, all the bacon grease goes into the potato.
And it's called the
And
gotcha pork roast. It's not really
So you cut into it. Gotcha.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not really a pork roast.
Yeah.
Gotcha, but it tastes like it.
So he just wraps, but I'm sure.
Yeah, so like he mashes up potatoes, makes a log, makes it into a log, and then wraps bacon around it, pours some like sauce over it, and bakes it. And then that recipe is actually in the manga, and you can make that. And,
the
like, I've
gotcha
been wanting
pork
to make
roast.
that.
We actually wanted to like
Yeah.
make that like a side video.
Yeah, all the bacon grease is now in there.
Yeah. Well, I was going to get in either way.
Yeah, true.
Sometimes I just
We should make that.
No.
A nice warm cup.
I want to make that. We should make that.
Bacon grease.
Sounds good.
Wow, this was like 4 episodes. Of
Yeah,
like,
no.
I don't know.
How long-
Welcome to the variety hour.
I don't realize you guys didn't go on for this long.
Nah, we can leave it. Anyway.
Well, I just meant like the amount of episodes. Have you done episodes on what we talked about already?
Yeah, we spoke about Food Wars. We've
All of
done
it.
Steins Gate. We've done a few episodes on Dragon Ball. If you guys would like to be back for a Dragon Ball Z episode, we'd love to have you. Because what I'm hoping to do
Plenty of
is
Dragon Ball to go around.
is to maybe like, because there's so many movies, I was hoping to do maybe like 2 movies for an episode.
We have
here
to do
and
the
there.
movies too?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Don't worry.
2 of them especially.
There's only like 18. It's cool.
Which 2?
What?
There's a lot.
No,
And,
we're not watching them all.
And none of them matter. None of them are like
Okay, so
You
you
could do
had-
like Tree of Might
none of
too.
them
but-
matter.
Yeah, none of them are canon. They're all just wild. Like, just like, we're gonna do this. Cool.
Dead Zone's pretty good.
There's one they fight Hitler and stuff. Like, it's just. It's
We're
wild.
not watching that. Not watching that one.
That's a good one, yeah.
Is it bad
It does
guy
get
to beating
bad.
them
I
up?
feel
That
like
makes
it's
it better.
better.
Oh god.
Yeah, as it gets
Like the
older.
Android one.
The Broly one's okay, but it's really just one long fight scene.
True.
Yeah.
The
I don't like
one
how
where
it continues.
the one where Trunks gets a sword. If you want to do that,
Yeah,
I'll come back to that one.
That one I think I've seen
Papillon.
it once.
Yeah, that one's a good one. That's one of my favorites as far as the. But I haven't seen many of the movies. I gotta be honest.
I'm looking forward to the
That
day
was
of
one of my
doing
favorites.
History of Trunks and Bardock. Those are my 2 favorites.
Well,
Which I think are hands down the best too.
Yeah.
of
Stick
them.
to the show.
No, we'll do those. We can do those next
The
show.
history of Trunks is good.
Anyway.
It gives you a little insight.
See
I
how
guess
much
we'll,
say I have with Dragon Ball.
You
I'm
guys,
just along for the ride, folks.
you guys can find this anime currently on Hulu, iTunes, and Funimation's website.
Yeah, so don't forget, you can email us at gitcanime@gmail.com, and we have all of our links, social media links, available on our website at gitcanime.com, so you can find us on all the major social media. We stream on YouTube, which I highly recommend subscribing. We have a lot of fun video projects coming out. We have one out already, so definitely go check that out. Thank you guys for joining us this
Yes,
week.
and thank you, Anthony, for our theme song.
Yes.
We thank you at the end of every episode.
Every episode, we always sign off.
That's him
And thank you to
clapping again.
Anthony
That's him
for
Thank you
making
to
our theme song.
our patrons and everyone listening.
I should tell you my SoundCloud information. Then you should. Just
Would you like to promote your podcast?
I guess so. I mean, I kind of fell off of it for a little bit, so I apologize. I've gotten to 29 episodes. What's your fortune? And you can find me on SoundCloud or iTunes or Apple Pod, I guess it is. And
and
if you don't want.
Are you interested in fortunes and fortune cookies? Then you should definitely check out Anthony's show, What's Your Fortune?
Yeah. And you can find the link to his show on the main page of our website. It's actually in the bottom of it, right under the description for his podcast.
So nice.
Cookies not included.
Nice of you guys.
Yeah.
Just the fortune.
I eat all the cookies.
Yeah,
I do eat all the
too.
cookies.
They're a little vanilla, you know?
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. It's a nice little wafer. It's a nice little wafer.
Crunchy.
Little crunch the ends of every meal.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. We'll talk to you next week.
Bye, guys.
Meow.